I believe that 2025 and 2026 are the year that we actually start making money off of AI. And because of this, Nvidia becomes the number one most important stock in the world. And the main reason why, because of this, is that in order to run AI, you have to have NVIDIA chips. What makes them so special, you might say? It's because one thing about NVIDIA chips is that it allows computers to think really, really fast. Like there's almost no lag. Imagine you are having a robo-taxi, right? And every single step the robo-taxi takes, it gets in new information, right? The sensors that it has gets in new information, 360-degree view, right? The big issue about this is that the AI needs to be able to make a decision on a split second. It needs to be so fast, there cannot be any lag in the decision making here. And as a result of that, VNA chips are needed. Because imagine you having a self-driving robo car and then there's some sort of lag that's a second late or even less than a second. That could be catastrophic for the technology. Now, not only is it used for self-driving cars, it's utilized in your Gemini. It's utilized in making your work a lot more productive. And because of this, I really see 2025 and 2026 as the year of AI and the time that we actually start making money. When I take a look at Nvidia earnings that was just posted by Nvidia this week, what's crazy is that this is a company that is at $3 trillion valuation, yet it's moving as if it's kind of like a startup. The company revenues are going up 69% year over year. When you take a look at it quarter to quarter basis, it's moving double digits in revenue. Now, one of the most gangster things that Jensen Huang had said is that there was one thing, one criticism in the earnings call, which is that Jim Cramer pointed out, hey, are you guys not worried about the net profit margins going lower? Isn't that something that you guys are paying attention to? And Jensen Huang, in his own gangster way, was like, at this moment in time, we have so much demand. We're really focused on trying to bring in as much revenue as possible. When it comes to the net profit margins, we'll take a look at that once we become established. But at this current moment in time, we're getting way more customers time after time, quarter after quarter, that's actually something of an afterthought. And I just thought, wow, a company at $3 trillion having so much demand, having so much growth, that is just so amazing to hear. And it's actually one of the reasons why I actually thought about getting and starting a position into Nvidia stock because of the possibilities. The way I take a look at Nvidia right now is the way I take a look at Microsoft back in 1989. Back in 1989, Microsoft had first released its Office Suite program, right? Which had included Excel, Microsoft Word, and Microsoft PowerPoint. At the time when the technology first came out, people were a little bit skeptical. People were like, hey, what would we even use this on? How would it be productive? And surprisingly, it became a flop. It didn't sell out that much in the very beginning. It wasn't until a couple years later that people really started utilizing Microsoft Office Suite that it got very popular, and you have to have Microsoft Office suites because businesses that had it were a lot more efficient, a lot more productive than businesses who did not have Microsoft Office suite. Now, the reason why I bring up this point about Microsoft Office suite of 1989 is that I believe we're in the same similar scenario, but this time with AI. I believe AI 2025 is in a similar position where, yes, we're talking a lot about AI, but because it's such a new technology and we're on a technology typically grows on an S curve, we're still utilizing how to discover and utilize these AI tools because the possibilities are endless, you guys. The possibilities, there are so many small things that you guys can do to make it more productive, to cut efficiency. In my work alone, in my videos at least, I can think of so many ways where AI is able to help me create that efficiency, create that productivity so that I can focus on other things that are not so mundane and routine. And because of this, and because I believe way more people will utilize AI in the future, it's one of the reasons why I believe Nvidia chips and Nvidia, the company itself, is bound to grow more. And something that I honestly believe in. One bad thing, though, that is keeping me away from buying into the stock is that it is still at a $3.2 trillion. All right. The valuation of the company is still so high. And can it double to 6 trillion? I can imagine that, but I just don't know how fast that would be. I mean, to go from $3 trillion company to $6 trillion company, you guys, that is on another level. And that is the one thing that stops me from investing into Nvidia. Now, is this something that's going to bite me in the end result? It could be, or it could be another opportunity for me to get into Nvidia at a cheaper valuation. Because one thing I learned about Nvidia this last year is that this is a company that can go up really, really fast, and it's a company that can go down really, really fast and being in a buying opportunity. So because of that, it's a company that I've been keeping an eye on. Now, besides Nvidia, I am looking into other companies, all right, other AI companies. There's two in specific. A lot of you guys know that I invest in Google Gemini, right, in Google stock. One of the amazing things about Google Gemini is that now companies are actually starting to utilize Google Gemini and Microsoft M365 Copilot into their business office suites. And this provides companies like Google, companies like Microsoft, additional revenue sources. Like one of the ways that I can see companies utilizing Gemini is making their workforce a lot more productive, you guys. By having AI at your side, you're able to do things like creating a schedule, something that is routine and mundane, but it can make it so fast with the right parameters. You can make it where if you need to coach an employee, right, or if you want to learn something new, you can utilize AI for that, and it'll be right there, summarized in a simple process. Or if people just want to learn, if people want to use AI to summarize an earnings report, because certain earnings reports are so long, but by being able to summarize it in like a page or two with AI, that is something that's just so amazing. And that's the first things that I can think of, you guys. I mean, the possibilities are endless. The only thing that's stopping us is our imagination at this moment in time. So because of that, and everything that's involved with AI, it's one of the reasons why I am so bullish on it. I expect to put more money into my Google stock, into my Microsoft stock, and I could see myself potentially buying more of Nvidia or to start a position into Nvidia stock.